Good evening and welcome to TBC News. Our top stories tonight. Peace and unity underscored as Tanzania marks Maulid Day. President Samia in Kilimanjaro, ready to grace Tanzania Police Force's special day. Good evening, I'm Agnes Tuniga. You can also follow us live via YouTube channel, TBC Online, and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook, and X pages at TBC Online. The President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Samia Suluhu Hassan, earlier today has extended her warm wishes to all the Muslims in the country as they mark Maulid celebrations to commemorate the remembrance of Prophet Muhammad's birthday. She furthermore urged all Tanzanians to continue to honor the country's unity, solidarity, peace, love, and stability while working hard to build the nation and bring about development. The Mufti of Tanzania, Sheikh Abubakar Zubair bin Ali, has urged all Muslims throughout the country to continue to maintain peace in the country and disown any tendency that may deter country's stability. Mufti Zubair bin Ali made the call during the eve of the Maulid Day in 2024, which was held at the CCM grounds, Kalangalala in Geita, and insisting that love, patriotism, unity, brotherhood, and solidarity are the ones that signify Islam. The President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, has arrived in Kilimanjaro region to close the general meeting of the high-ranked senior police officers and the 60th anniversary of the Tanzania Police Force to be held at the Tanzania Police School, TPS, in Moshi, Kilimanjaro tomorrow. September 17th, September 17th, 2024. The President of the United Republic of Tanzania and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense and Security Forces, Samia Suluhu Hassan, is expected to be the guest of honor of the 60th anniversary of the police force, which will be held at the Tanzania Police School, Moshi, in Kilimanjaro region, tomorrow, September 17th, 2024. Here are more details.
Giving details earlier today in Kilimanjaro, the police force spokesperson and Deputy Police Commissioner DCP David Misime insists that the celebrations will be preceded with various activities in various regions and police centers. DCP Misime elaborates that the activities include free health screening for citizens at the main hospital located on Kilwa Road in Dar es Salaam and all other police forces health centers in all regions. Furthermore, he highlights other activities include sport as well as providing education on information related to crimes, adding that the annual general meeting of senior officers of the police force was held and ended yesterday, asserting that on September 17th, 2024, the police force expects to conclude the celebrations at the Tanzania Police School in Kilimanjaro region.
The Minister of State, President's Office, Local Governments and Regional Administrations, Mohamed Mchingera, has announced 12,333 villages, 4,269 streets, and 64,274 hamlets that will participate in the local government elections expected to be held on November 27th this year, including the villages and sub-districts of the Ngorongoro districts that had been dissolved. Mchingera was addressing journalists, insisting that the notice given, especially for the Ngorongoro division, is to ensure that the areas get assured of good representation as well as important social and economic services, emphasizing that the election will be based on the philosophy of the 4 R's of President Samia Suluhu Hassan. Here's the report by Sichelela Kongola, read by Faitha Nkaga.
While the preparations for the local government elections continue, the Minister of State, President's Office, Local Government and Regional Administration, Mohammed Nchengera, is here to announce the villages, streets and townships that will be involved in the local government elections.
Amri ya mgawanyo wa maeneo ya utawala katika serikali za mitaa.
These announcements include areas that were removed earlier. This included the Ngorongoro locality. The aim of this step is to ensure that these areas get representatives.
Maeneo haya yanapata uwakilishi mzuri wa kiutawala.
Then he emphasizes that all those citizens who are interested in running for various posts in the upcoming elections to be prepared for the election.
Wenye nia ya kugombea nafasi mbalimbali za uongozi.
We urge all those who wish to run for different positions within the local government election to do so and to participate fully.
The issue of adhering to the election procedure is emphasized.
I urge citizens to take their role seriously by respecting established procedure and participating in this election with calmness, peace and unity.
The Arusha Regional Commissioner Paul Makonda vows to implement all the instructions given so as to ensure every citizen has the opportunity to participate in the elections.
We shall work upon every instruction that you have given us so that Arusha citizens and Tanzanians as a whole get a chance to choose the leaders they want for the development of the country.
The chairman of the Ngorongoro Council, Marikani Bayo, says they have already started to sensitize the public about the importance of registering ready for the elections.
All 65 villages shall participate in the voting process, and we have already started providing awareness to citizens.
Following the official announcement of the villages and sub-districts, the rest remains on the hands of the people.
The Deputy Minister of Works, Godfrey Kasekenya, says the government has allocated 830 billion shillings for the road infrastructure rehabilitation, intending to repair all roads that have been damaged following heavy rains in all regions. He made the remarks during a one-day working visit he made to visit in Rufiji district in the Coast region to inspect the progress of the construction of 33 kilometers road that from Nyamwage to Utete. Here's the report by Joseph Chewale, read by Faithankaga.
This is the road from Nyamwage to the headquarters of the Rufiji Utete district, which has now been decided to be built at a cost of 44 billion shillings so as to facilitate region activities and ensure reliable transport for the town residents. To speed up the construction of the road, the Deputy Minister of Works, Godfrey Kasekenya, has visited the area to inspect the progress of the construction and discuss the government's special plans to repair all roads in the country that were badly damaged by the heavy rains.
As we speak, we're in the final stage of having contractors on site, and we have been given a specific time to finish the task. And this includes the bridges as well, in which funds have been provided by President Samia. This fund have been provided to build bridges in the whole country.
Earlier, while welcoming the Deputy Minister, the Tanzania National Roads Agency Town Roads Manager, Baraka Mwambage, admitted that the project is behind schedule due to the delay underwent with the first contractor vowing to complete the work on time.
The contractor is currently working very hard to make up for the lost time. And now the contractor is now preparing a work plan that will enable him to finish the work within the required construction framework. Our responsibility is to support him in making sure that he finishes on time.
The Africa Internet Summit 2024 was recently held in Mauritius, hosted by the African Network Operators Group. It gathered Africa's ICT business and technical community to discuss regional and global issues and challenges in the advancement of the Internet in Africa. On this occasion, Minister Deepak Balgobin highlighted the progress that Mauritius and the rest of Africa has made in terms of connectivity. Here are more details.
ICT stakeholders from Africa and the Indian Ocean are meeting for 4 days to discuss policies, challenges and opportunities for sustainable internet growth. This workshop will contribute to the development of a dynamic and inclusive community of internet stakeholders in the region.
We chose Mauritius knowing that it was has the most resilient internet. We also know that you have the most connectivity per individuals on the continent. And at the same time, you have a lot more data centers, more exchange points.
Africa Internet Summit happens every year, and it brings together different stakeholders within the internet ecosystem, largely around Africa. So the different groups that we call the AFSTARS, which is the African different entities and different organizations working towards internet connectivity and connection in Africa.
The Minister of Technology particularly emphasized the significant progress that Mauritius has made in terms of connectivity. Minister Deepak Balgobin underlined that Mauritius, which has achieved a 100% fiber objective, is a benchmark in Africa in terms of telecommunications.
The community has been urged to support youth when running for political position and abandon negative perception that young people are incapable of leading effectively. The call has been made by Kigoma residents during an interview with Tbcnews disputing the concept of associating leadership with older age, leading to a lack of trust in young people to hold various leadership positions. Abdul Latif Said from Kigoma has more details.
In a society where women and young people often find it challenging to secure leadership role, Sharon Joseph, councillor from Wanga North Ward, is making history. Sharon, a young politician who was driven by her desire to bring change through politics.
I always had the desire to become a politician, but my motivation stemmed from wanting to bring about positive changes for the community. I noticed there were some issues which were not going well, and I thought perhaps if I was given the mandate by the people to lead them, I could address those issues and ensure they were solved.
When you meet her at a public gathering, it's hard to believe that this confident young woman is addressing a crowd of elders, especially in area where patriarchal values are deeply rooted. For Sharon, she firmly believes that opportunities for young people, especially women, are still limited in leadership, but they can excel if given the chance.
The challenge I faced was the limited understanding from the community for a young woman like me to lead the people. Many people felt that I was too young to handle politics, believing it involved major hurdles beyond my capability. However, those challenges only fueled my belief that I could achieve even more.
Abeid Ayoub, the chairman of UVCCM Kibiri's World, echoes Sharon's sentiment. He believes that the entire society structure and the country's progress can transform if more young people are given opportunities in leadership.
When you talk about the youth, you are essentially talking about both today's and tomorrow's nation. Political transformation comes when young people seize the opportunity to compete for various positions in the government.
At the office of Kividea, a civil society organization led by Pascal Stephen, young people are being equipped with the skills and awareness to help them recognize their potential and believe that they too can lead.
The community should stop clinging to the narrow belief that young people cannot lead. Young people can, and I will repeat, if there are opportunities that concern them, they should be given a chance. When they are given the opportunity, they excel. There is plenty of evidence to show that when young people dare to take up leadership roles, they did exceptionally well.
Beyond civil society organizations, places of worship also play a crucial role in encouraging young people to serve their communities with dedication. Sheikh Hassan Kiburwa believes that young people need to be prepared early on to become the leaders of tomorrow.
It would also be beneficial if, at times, young people were involved in leadership alongside elders to help them gain experience and develop their abilities. Just like old leaves eventually fall off and burn, making way for new ones to sprout. You cannot hold on to the same old leaves forever. They will eventually burn away.
As they continue their journey towards change, young leaders like Sharon and Abeid face numerous challenges. Yet they remain hopeful that one day their voice will be heard more widely and their role in leadership will become stronger. The undeniable truth is that the future leadership of our nation depends on the courage and determination of its youth. Abdul Latif Saidi, TBC Kigoma.
Before we wind up our local news tonight, let us now have a look at our today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Don't miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Time now for all the latest in international news. Zambia's Vice President Mutale Nalumango has directed that companies found brewing illicit alcohol should be closed down. Nalumango says there are some drilling companies reportedly brewing illicit alcohol and that this is an abrogation of the licenses. She has since called on the local authorities to reinforce liquor control laws. Here are more details with Sharon Siame.
Consumption of illicit alcohol continues to be a source of concern in Zambia. According to statistics, 70% of all alcohol consumed in the country is illicit. Vice President Mutale Nalumango has revealed that some drilling companies are illegally brewing illicit beer and has called for a stop to this. Mrs. Nalumango said this when she officiated at the launch of the Coalition Against Illicit Alcohol Zambia in Lusaka.
Drilling companies, I don't even know how they are related. Can we close them now? Take them out of business. The license they have is not for making illicit beer. And if you are found cleaning your money using, which you get illicitly through any business, this is the little we can do as government.
Local government minister Gary Nkombo expressed concern on the growing trend of consumption of illicit alcohol, especially among youths.
This alcohol is being brewed, Madam Vice President, in nearly all the neighborhoods. I'm told that there are filling stations now and drillers of water that are also doing this in the night.
Also present at the launch was Lands Minister Sylvia Masebo.
Chongwe is the first district in Zambia where everybody now is just taking all sorts of food. I can't explain what they're taking. But part of the reason I said to our owner was that we're displacing them. They should continue farming. So as Minister of Lands, I'm going to fight to ensure that our people in Chongwe district are not displaced for residential as opposed to farming.
The objective of the coalition is to address the sale and consumption of illicit alcohol, starting with low spirits such as Junta.
Our work across 500 retailers, which is still nothing compared to everything else that needs to be done, is showing business solutions, training solutions, and making sure that they understand that there are other ways to make money that do not include, at the same time, killing your communities.
The Vice President has since called on all stakeholders to treat the fight against illicit alcohol consumption as a matter of national priority.
And now here's Faith Angaga with more in international news.
Ethiopian Airlines will fly to and from the capital of Guinea, Conakry. For the first time, flights will operate non-stop to and from Addis Ababa and extend to the West African capital, Conakry. Reports hint at least 3 weekly non-stop services with the 787-8 Dreamliner starting November 30th. Due to the length of whole travel time is estimated around 9 hours, the flights will arrive in Guinea in the afternoon and leave the next day in the morning. The death toll from the floods that hit Central Europe over the weekend has risen, with more casualties recorded in the Czech Republic, Poland and Austria. In the Czech Republic, one person drowned in a stream close to the town of Bruntal in the northeast of the country, while 7 people are still missing. 4 people are known to have died in Poland, although a spokesman for the Interior Ministry says the precise cause of death was still to be determined in at least one case. In Austria, 2 people aged 70 and 80 died in the northeastern part of the country. One of them, a resident of the town of Hobersdorf, was apparently trying to pump water out of his apartment when he drowned. 8 deaths were recorded over the weekend in Poland, Romania and Austria, where a firefighter was killed during a flood rescue operation. Although conditions have stabilized in some parts of Central Europe, others are bracing themselves for more disruption and danger. In Slovakia, the overflowing of the Danube River caused flooding in the Old Town area of the capital, Bratislava. The suspected gunman in the apparent assassination attempt of former United States President Donald Trump has appeared before a court in Florida. Ryan Ruth is charged with federal gun crimes, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and possession of a firearm with an obstructed serial number. Trump was unharmed after being rushed to safety. It is the second attempt on his life in 2 months.
That was international news as compiled by Dorothy Murray and read by Faith Ngaga. Sports news up next. In sports news, the newly appointed head coach Azam FC, Rashid Taosi, believes that the team's long-standing drought of not lifting the Tanzania Premier League title may have come to an end during this tenure. Speaking to TBC News in Dar es Salaam, the new head coach insists he draws confidence from the quality of the squad he has found at the club, assuring the Azam fans to get ready to lift the Tanzania Premier League title.
This is my job now. I am here to do this, but I need time. I need to improve the performance of the player. And you know that who is the actor in the field? It's the player, not the coach. But the player must to epose to be together with the idea of the player of the coach.
Taosi has already led Azam FC in one match and witnessed his side getting only 1 point from the newly promoted side, Pamba FC finishing with goalless draw at Chamazi Complex Stadium yesterday. Baseball national team manager Abubakar Rajab says that the national team preparations for the visually impaired team are going on well as they gear up for the international competitions. Speaking to TBC News, Rajab believes that the upcoming blind baseball tournament competition will be a great platform for them to showcase their talents, while some of the players insist that their thirst will be quenched by returning home with the championship title.
We have no reason to be afraid despite it being our first time participating. The rules they are using are the same ones we use. We just need to perform better that we can participate again next year.
Ifike hata kwenye placement stage ili tupate mwaliko tena mwakani.
Blind baseball tournament will take place in England starting on September 27th, with Tanzania being in the same group with the USA, Pakistan and the host England. That is sports news, and now before we conclude the news bulletin for tonight, let's take a look at our weather update for the next 24 hours.
Hello dear viewers, and welcome for the next 24 weather forecast. From the Meteorological Authority, my name is Rebecca William. Starting with wind patterns, and wind is expected to flow at the speed of 20 km per hour for Lake Tanganyika, Lake Nyasa, together with the southern coast, and the speed of 30 km per hour for the Victoria, together with the northern coast. And the state of the sea is expected to be slight to moderate. And the Meteorological Authority has issued an advisory of large waves reaching 2 meters for some areas of the northern coast. So precautive measures should be taken. And for tonight, we expect the entire country to feature this particular condition, with today's minimum temperature of 9 degrees at Njombe region. And for tomorrow, we expect areas along the Victoria Basin, with the exception of Kagera and Geita, are expected to feature this particular condition, thunderstorms over a few areas and sun periods. While for Kagera together with Geita region, are expected to feature this particular condition, thunder showers over a few areas and sun periods. While for the entire coast, with the exception of Morogoro region, are expected to feature this particular condition, light rain showers over a few areas and sun periods. While for the rest part of the country, are expected to feature this particular condition and sun periods. Let us see next 4 days forecast from different cities and regions. Dar es Salaam minimum temperature is 21 degrees. Dodoma sun period is expected and minimum temperature is 16 degrees. Mbeya sun period is expected and minimum temperature is 12 degrees. Mwanza minimum temperature is 17 degrees. Kilimanjaro sun period is expected and minimum temperature is 17 degrees. Morogoro sun period is expected and minimum temperature is 18 degrees. Arusha sun period is expected and minimum temperature is 14 degrees. From Tazara Meteorological Authority, thank you and have a good night.
That marks the end of our news bulletin for tonight. Don't miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. From me, your host, Agnes Tuniga, thank you very much for being with us. Good night.